Parle's group also, I think that, as John and Teresa have said, it's the partnerships that have started to build because of this. We've had a lot of spin-offs because of the people that sat at the original table as stakeholders and as people that were giving information. And it started many other little pieces that have just kind of like those cogs are going. And now in Appleton, they're working on creating, we have a Pioneer Public TV up there, and they are going to be expanding their business. And they said right away, we need to start including our library, our public library in it, because we want to have some kind of a broadband-based educational center there. And so we wanted to make sure that we hooked into our library, and it was like, wow, so that group's off working on their own and I get to go visit and not have to do too much, just sit back, and I really like that. Then in the Madison area, they had been working so hard already with the EDA, and they're continuing to work, and what we've started to do is to have partnerships with our chambers. And so we had gone in with the idea, do we expand our Wi-Fi, try to get them to put Wi-Fi into their restaurants or things? And they all said, you know what, don't you worry about that. We're going to take care of that. Maybe if you want us to get us cleanies for the windows, that would be great. But other than that, we can do this ourselves. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. I don't need to think about that one anymore. Then our LCTN and Merved, which are two educational districts, I'd been pushing the idea that and writing to the FCC about getting E-rate for our Wi-Fi hotspots that someday we want to have on our buses. And they started talking and they said, there's a grant out there. So that group has started working on that. So it was like, okay, now I don't have to worry about getting Wi-Fi hotspots on the bus. So, woo, just cross them off as time goes on. And then all of a sudden, you know how you're always looking for that money tree? And you're going, I wish there was a money tree that would just drop something on us. Well, after we got this Blandon designation, all of a sudden somebody came walking up to me and said, I just wanted you to know we really appreciate what you're working on, and there are dollars out there that we can help you with this. And I went, holy cow, thank you. So that has also helped us in being able to say, well, Blandon's given us this amount. And then they're going, well, if you can get them to give us a little bit more, we'll give you this. And I'm going, sure, heck, I'll leverage any opportunity that we have. So that's been good. And then just recently, when we were trying to figure out how do we get, connections for all of our children, did a quick survey with our kids, and there truly are only 3 that don't have some place to get their broadband access for the Chromebooks that we have at this point in time. And that is such a big change. But I had a mom call me after PCs for People because she said, my PC isn't working that you gave me. And I said, well, it was in your van for the last, I think it was like since the last time, Sam. So that would have been almost 6 months. And she goes, well, we just finally decided that I'm going to quit smoking so that I'm going to have access and the internet for my kids. And I went, oh, that's a win too. What a great deal. You're going to quit smoking finally. Heck, you started when you were 6th grade. I remember, So she said, my 6 kids are more important. I went, oh, hallelujah. So that was a really good thing. And so PCs for People also, because we were fortunate enough to have so many opportunities, and we've given away, I think, over 130 of them by now for sure. The last time we actually had filled our quorum with kids. They all have the computers that they need at this point in time, especially now with the one-to-ones. And so we were able to branch out to our communities. And so we took them to senior citizen areas, we took them to nursing homes, we took them to apartment sites. And it was such a positive that immediately they were having community ed classes right within the assisted living place the next morning. And then I had 2 extra computers, I think it was, and I called and I said, could you use 2 more? Because that would be just wonderful. She said, we need them right now. And so off I went and dropped them off. So those kinds of things are just making it, when we started this, my whole hope behind this was not so much the dollars, but the ability to sit down at the table with everybody somehow represented in our 9 communities and 5 counties and all of that, because we are such silos at times, and this gave us that opportunity to sit down at the table together, and they always put the kids first. And if you need a reason, that's a really good reason to be working together. So, anyway.